Thank you, Mr.
Everybody in a noisy place, including Chuck, if you can please mute yourself. And due to Zoom, it picks up all noise. So if we can be a little diligent in our discussions, that would be greatly appreciated. Before we begin this evening, tonight's Lyndhurst City Council meeting is being held as an allowed by the state law in a hybrid format, with some members participating remotely and some participating in person. All members, whether remote or in person, will be counted as present in attendance and allowed to vote this evening. And I just wanted to inform all of you of that before we begin this evening. So thank you all for your due diligence in making sure we're all present this evening. We will begin our Board of Control with roll call, please. Kelly.
Mr. Marco?
Here.
Price?
Here.
Mr. Gambatis?
Here.
Mr. Gashetsky?
Here.
Mr. Fry?
Here.
Mr. Lopresti?
Here.
Mr. Schlessel?
Here. Would everybody please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Our next order of business is to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of the Board of Control held Monday, March 7th, 2022.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we dispense with a full reading of those minutes and let them stand approved as circulated.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Next is to approve purchase requisitions. The first one, please, Kelly.
The blanket vendor for the second quarter 2022 diesel and unleaded fuel for $84,000.
Move to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next, please.
Raindrop Products, controller for features at the Brainerd Spray Park, is approved in the 2022 capital budget for $17,750.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
The Kimball Company, April through December 2022 rubbish disposal and recycling processing fees for $266,500.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Next, please.
EdaServ, the second quarter 2022 network systems engineer and MAS, $12,757.59.
Move to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
For Shutlers, the annual uniform order for the fire department for the current collective bargaining agreement for $15,400.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion and a second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Blanket vendor for the pool heater as approved in the 2022 capital budget in an amount not to exceed $35,000.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion and a second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion
Thank you.
carries.
Move to adjourn Board of Control.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn Board of Control. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned into Board of Control. We'll move into our council meeting this evening. Roll call, please.
Mr. Marco?
Here.
Mr. Price? Mr. Gambatis?
Here.
Mr. Gashetsky?
Here.
Mr. Fry?
Here.
Mr. Lopresti?
Here.
Mr. Schlessel?
Here. First order of business is to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of council held Monday, March 7th, 2022.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we dispense with the full reading of those minutes and they stand approved as circulated.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and we will now move into committee reports. Mayor Ward.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Chairman. I don't have much, but our annual bunny breakfast is being held on Sunday, April 3rd from 8 a.m. to 12 noon at the Lyndhurst Community Center. There are reservations able to be made online, plenty of room for walk-ins as well. Tickets are available online or at the door. We are, of course, joined by the Girl Scout troop from Hawkins School in presenting this. And the proceeds per the Girl Scouts recommendation goes to Rescue Village, which is one of their pet charities. As all of you know, all of the proceeds, anything collected at the door goes 100% to the charity. So we're very happy about that. The bunny will be there for picture opportunities. We've got a lot of great things planned. So we hope to see a lot of people there. We have jobs posted on our website. We have pool jobs for guards, for attendants at our spray park that are posted, very good pay. And we are also posting for a community center attendant or a couple of attendants to help out there. And that, sir, is all I have this evening. So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Ward. Finance Committee, Mr. Gruszecki.
No report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Public Lands and Buildings, Mr. Fry.
There is no report this evening, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Roads and Utilities, Mr. Price.
No report.
And Mr. Price, Service and Sewers Committee.
Same holds true, no report.
Okay, Safety Committee, Mr. Gambatis.
Sure, no report at this time.
Thank you. Legislative, Mr. Marco.
I have no report.
Thank you. Planning Commission, Mr. Lopresti.
Mr. Chairman, the Planning Commission has not met so far this year, and therefore I do not have a report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lopresti. We heard at the beginning of the month from the Board of Education. Any additions to the agenda tonight?
No additions.
Thank you. We're going to, any public comment received this evening, Kelly?
There was no public comment received.
Very good. So we will move right into our legislation this evening. I'm sorry.
We had a member of the public here, Mr. Schlessel, so we want to give Dave the opportunity to speak, but he doesn't want to.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. I couldn't see it on the screen.
Yeah, that's beyond your view.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Next is resolution number 2022-21.
Resolution number 2022-21 is a resolution accepting and approving the findings and recommendations of the Tax Incentive Review Council for the Lyndhurst Tax Increment Financing Agreement regarding the hotel at Legacy Village and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Chairman, I move for the suspension of the rules for resolution number 2022-21. Asked to be highlighted and placed on third reading for passage tonight.
Motion in a second. Roll call, please.
Marco?
Aye.
Mr. Price?
Aye.
Mr. Gambatis?
Aye.
Mr. Gruszecki?
Aye.
Mr. Fry?
Aye.
Mr. Lopresti?
Aye.
Mr. Schlessel?
Aye.
The Council of the City of Lyndhurst hereby accepts and approves the findings and recommendations for the city's tax increment financing agreement regarding the hotel at Legacy Village made by the Tax Incentive Review Council. This resolution is declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the preservation of the public peace, health, and safety of the residents of the City of Lyndhurst for the reason that it's necessary to immediately approve the recommendation of the Tax Incentive Review Council. Therefore, this resolution shall be in full force and effect immediately upon the affirmative vote of not less than 5 members elected to council and signature by the mayor, otherwise at the earliest time allowed by law.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for adoption. Roll call, please.
Mr. Marco?
Aye.
Mr. Price?
Aye.
Mr. Gambatis?
Aye.
Mr. Gruszecki?
Aye.
Mr. Fry?
Aye.
Mr. Lopresti?
Aye.
Mr. Schlissel?
Aye. Thank you. Motion carries. Next is resolution 2222. I love that.
Resolution number 2022-22 is a resolution opting out of House Bill 172 and banning the discharge, ignition, or explosion of fireworks in the city of Lyndhurst, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move for suspension of the rules on resolution number 2022-22. Ask that it be highlighted and placed on third reading for passage this evening.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Marco?
Aye.
Mr. Price?
Aye.
Mr. Gambatis?
Aye.
Mr. Gruszecki?
Aye.
Mr. Fry?
Aye.
Mr. Lopresti?
Aye.
Schlissel?
Aye.
The Ohio General Assembly recently enacted House Bill 172, allowing individuals to discharge, ignite, or explode fireworks on private property on certain days of the year. And the House bill provides that municipal cities can choose to ban the discharge, ignition, and explosion of fireworks. The city council has determined that it is in the best interest of the city to continue to ban the discharge, ignition, and explosion of fireworks as currently outlined in the Lyndhurst codified ordinances. This resolution is hereby declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the health, safety, and welfare of the residents of the city of Lyndhurst, Ohio. Therefore, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon passage by the affirmative vote of not less than 5 members elected to council and signature by the mayor, otherwise at the earliest time allowed by law.
Move to adopt.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for adoption. Roll call, please.
Mr. Marco?
Aye.
Mr. Price?
Aye.
Mr. Gamatese?
Aye.
Mr. Bruschetski?
Aye.
Mr. Fry?
Aye.
Mr. Lopresti?
Aye.
Mrs. Wessel?
Aye, motion carries. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you all for this opportunity to have the meeting hybrid. We are adjourned.